Have you ever thought about how tiny habits can dramatically change your life? Today, we delve into the world of James Clear's enlightening book, Atomic Habits. This book isn't just about habits, it's about the subtle art of making tiny, consistent changes to our daily routines. Imagine you're sailing a ship. Changing your course by just 1 degree can lead you to a completely different continent over time. The same principle applies to our lives. Every choice we make, every habit we follow, no matter how small, is a step towards a greater destination. The beauty of Atomic Habits lies in its fundamental idea that success isn't a singular monumental event. It's not about the destination, but the journey. It's about the habits we cultivate daily, the small choices that make the big difference. Remember, it's not about making a big change, but about making small changes consistently. So let's embark on this journey of transformation, one tiny habit at a time. So what makes a habit stick or fail? Clear introduces us to the 4 laws of behavior change. These laws, in essence, are the foundation of habit formation and can guide us in creating and sustaining beneficial habits while discarding the detrimental ones. Let's delve into them, shall we? The first law is to make it obvious. This means making the cues of your habits clear and noticeable. You can't change something you're not aware of, right? So, when you make the cue for the habit visible and apparent, it becomes easier to act on it. Up next is the second law. Make it attractive. The more appealing the prospect of your habit is, the more likely you are to perform it. This can be achieved by pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. With this, you're using temptation to your advantage. Now on to the third law, make it easy. By reducing the friction associated with your habits, you increase the chances of doing them. It's not about the results of one day, but the consistency over time that brings about change. So make it easy for yourself to start, and the rest will follow. Finally, the fourth law, make it satisfying. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. This means the more enjoyable the habit, the more ingrained it will become. So don't forget to reward yourself, celebrate the small wins, and make the process enjoyable. All these laws work together, each reinforcing the other. When a habit is obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, it becomes a part of your routine, your lifestyle. But remember, the inverse is also true for eliminating bad habits. Make the cues invisible, the habit unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying, and you're on your way to breaking it. Remember, the key to forming good habits is to make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. So let's take these laws and start building better habits, shall we? But how do these habits become a part of who we are? This question paves the way for us to delve into the fascinating concept of identity-based habits. You see, our habits and our identity are intrinsically linked, each influencing and shaping the other in a continual feedback loop. Let's consider this. When we think about habits, we often focus on what we are doing, but not who we are being. Yet, it is our identity, the very core of who we are, that fuels our actions and behaviors. Our habits, therefore, are not just random acts, but expressions of our identity. They are the physical manifestation of our beliefs, values, and self-perception. For instance, if you identify as a healthy individual, you are more likely to adopt habits that align with this identity, like regular exercise or mindful eating. These habits, in turn, reinforce your identity as a healthy person, creating a positive feedback loop. But the magic of identity-based habits doesn't stop there. They also provide a potent tool for self-improvement and personal transformation. By aligning our habits with the identity we aspire to, we can gradually shape ourselves into the person we want to become. So, how does this work? Well, it begins with changing the narrative we tell ourselves. Instead of saying, "I'm trying to read more," say, "I'm a reader." By adopting the identity of a reader, you're more likely to stick to the habit of reading regularly. Every time you pick up a book, you cast a vote for this new identity, reinforcing it further. However, it's essential to remember that real lasting change doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey of countless small steps. Each action, each habit, no matter how insignificant it may seem, contributes to the formation of our identity. In essence, every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you wish to become. So, let your habits cast votes that count. Let them echo the identity you aspire to, and watch as you transform into the very person you want to be. Now, you might be wondering, how can such minor changes lead to remarkable results? Well, let's dive into the concept of the compound effect, a principle that's as potent in life as it is in finance. Just imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it rolls further, it picks up more snow, growing incrementally larger with every turn. This is essentially how the compound effect works. Every small action, every tiny habit is like that initial snowball. Seemingly insignificant on its own, yet with time and consistency, it gains momentum, size, and impact. Similarly, consider compound interest in finance. A small investment made consistently can, over time, grow into a substantial sum. It's not about the magnitude of the initial investment, but the consistency and time allowed for growth. So, when we talk about habits, remember, it's the small, consistent actions that, over time, lead to monumental changes. Just like compound interest multiplies wealth, the compound effect multiplies your efforts and leads to extraordinary results. So, how can we harness the power of atomic habits for our betterment? Let's recap what we've learned today. we've unpacked the immense power of habits, the invisible forces that shape our lives daily. We've delved into the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. By understanding these laws, we can start to reshape our habits and ultimately, our lives. We've also explored the critical role of identity in habit formation. Remember, our habits are not just what we do, but who we are. Finally, we've seen the magic of the compound effect. Small, consistent actions can lead to massive results over time. It's not about overnight success, but the power of persistence and consistency. Never underestimate the power of tiny changes. Remember, your habits are the atoms of your life. Start small, stay consistent, and watch how your life transforms.